also, you have it over here as well. So
First whistle starts the jam. We've got
Maserati for Windy City. And
We've got Maserati for Windy, and we've got Ultraviolet for Arch.
Ultraviolet is pushing up to the front. But it looks like, oh, Windy takes the lead.
Windy sets their wall up to the front.
Looks like Windy's trying to score a couple points. But they get recycled.
Ultraviolet from Arch Rival goes to the box. Sorry, Arch Enemy. Untouched on the outside.
Yeah. Beautiful move.
Blocker for Windy City, number 12, playing some really nice offense. Live, laugh, shoving her way through some offense.
Nice strong push by Maserati. Picks up 4 more points.
Maserati picks up 4, making her way back around. Violet breaks through the pack, coming out from the box. Third Coast offense trying to get Maserati back through for a couple of more points.
Oh,
Maserati knocked out by 418 Monkey.
Looks like this jam is going to go the full 2 minutes potentially.
Ultraviolet cycled in with the Third Coast Jammers, but does make it through on the inside line. So does the Windy Jammer, both coming around for scoring pass. Kicking it off with a 19-8, starting off with a fantastic game.
Windy took advantage of the jammer penalty to double up the score.
Windy taking advantage of that jammer penalty, doubling that score. But we see both teams set and ready to go for the next jam.
Don Draper is for Windy.
Don Draper on the line, jam line for Windy, and it's shutter speed for Arch Enemy.
And Windy gets lead. Dom Draper on
Big
her
hit
way
on
out.
shutter. Recycled back into the pack as the Windy City Jammer makes their way back around again, or makes their way around for a scoring pass. Held up by the Arch Enemy wall. Shutter looking for a little bit of offense. It's not quite getting the help that they need, but that Windy Jammer is pushing through and calls off the jam.
Picked up 3 points. Windy picked up 3 points.
Windy picks up 3 points for that jam. Score is still 8-22 or 22-8. You've got to say the lead score for the higher score first.
I don't know how to do this work. Looks up for the next jam, we have Birdie and for Arch Enemy and Daisy Dukes for Windy City. Windy City Jammer coming out strong, pushing up that wall.
Love that push from that Windy City Jammer, really getting them on, getting that wall opening and closing, really getting it to move.
Yeah.
Enemy dropping back for offense to get Birdie out.
Nice offense from Arch Enemy. Windy Jammer coming in with a lot of speed.
Lots of whistles. Now we're getting people coming off. We've got, looks like this next jam is going to start at a 3-3. Windy picked up 4. Is it 4 or 3? It's 26-8. Windy's still in the lead.
Both teams will start off with a blocker and a penalty box.
Both teams starting at a 3-3.
Ray is a jammer for Windy and Ultraviolet for Arch.
Third Coast Jammer is Ray. Enemy Jammer is Ultraviolet. Looks like both walls are hunkering down for defense. But the third coast jammer, Wendy, is through. Ray on a coming around for a scoring pass. Ultraviolet still stuck in the pack.
That was a nice catch from Arch Enemy, but the Windy Jammer gets through after a little bit of resistance.
Box cleared for both teams. Score is now 30-8.
Wendy's got lead every time, haven't they?
Yeah.
So far?
Yeah, so far Wendy has gotten lead each time.
They sure have.
Let's banter, Peg.
The Maserati is jamming for Wendy and Shutter Speed.
Looks we've got the same matchup. We've got Maserati for Wendy and Shutter Speed for Arch Enemy, and it's Shutter Speed for the lead. First lead for Arch Enemy. Coming around for scoring pass. Looks like Arch is setting themselves up to get points for their jammer.
Arch sending one to the box, but Arch is also calling it off, taking the points that they got, which are how many points? Looks like they got 2 points.
2 for Arch and 4, showing 4 for Wendy.
Dom Draper and Birdie.
For this jam on our jam line, we have Birdie for Arch Enemy and Dom Draper for Windy City. Both jammers take off. But it is Windy City, Dom Draper, who's out for lead jammer. Helmet cover is off from Birdie, or from Moss. Are we doing Birdie? I know. I thought they weren't going by Birdie anymore.
Timeout, Arch Enemy.
Timeout, Arch Enemy.
Looks like that was a 0-4 jam in the last jam, with Windy City picking up that 4. They're doing a really good job of picking up lead and picking up points.
Yeah, their jammers are really feisty. They're really attacking those walls pretty strong. It's really fun to see both packs really having to hunker down on that defense right away.
Yeah, I agree. But despite only getting lead once, I think Arch has been able to pick up 10 points. So they're holding their own.
We've got a blocker for Arch Enemy standing in the box. So that gives their wall 3 to a 4-wall Windy.
So Arch will start this next jam at a disadvantage. It'll be interesting to see what they do to counteract that.
On the jam line for Arch Enemy is Ultraviolet, and for Windy, they remove the name. Oh, it's Daisy Dukes.
Oh, that was a beautiful hit out from Spider Monkey, but it looks like Jammer did not go out of bounds.
One hand. It was only one hand down.
Oh, yeah. Gotta watch that one.
Gotta watch that. Arch Enemy wall focused on that offense, missing the third coast jammer coming through. That Windy City jammer picks up 4 points to 0 enemy. Score is now 42-10.
Did Violet get out?
Violet did not.
Yeah,
They just, I'm noticing they just doing one pass and calling it. Like even if the other jammer's not out, they just
I know. Yeah, see, that's the thing, though. I'm not sure about saying that. Someone's like, I can't say that. All right, for this jam, we have Ray for Windy City Rollers and
Shutter Speed for Arch Enemy. Shutter Speed out, but it's Windy City in the lead, coming around for a scoring pass. Let's see if walls can get set up. Good offense for Windy City, but Shutter Speed is coming around. Takes a big hit on the outside from blocker for Windy City, 2-2-4. That's Crash Nova.
Yeah, that was a really, really good hit out. Well timed.
Looks like we have one blocker from each team in the box right now, so it's going to be a 3-on-3. Jammer for Windy City is Maserati. Jammer for arch rival is Birdie.
All right, looks like Windy
Maserati
City-
cruising through the pack.
I like that word, cruising.
Helmet cover. And a star pass to Monkey from Birdie. Monkey takes off, but it is the Windy City Jammer coming through for a full scoring pass. Arch blocker sent to the box.
This pack is picking up a lot of speed.
Big hit from Monkey onto the blocker, knocking them down, knocking herself down. Maserati still cruising around the track, picking up points. As enemy offense tries to get their jammer out.
Yeah, I feel like Maserati has been able to take advantage of some of the confusion going on with some of these calls.
Slam rock from the enemy at the top in a little one-on-one with Maserati. That looked really sweet. Ooh. Monkey makes through. Both jammers full jam here. Oh. This has happened to me before. I'm going to point this out, but Windy City hitting one of their own blockers. How many times somebody cruising up your inside and you're going to take them out? And I'm like, oh, Peg, I'm sorry. You're on my team. I just took you to the full inside.
Yeah, sometimes it's necessary to take out your own teammate. It's just friendly fire.
No one's getting up my inside line, so.
Not even my friend. This is my inside line. Yeah, that was a pretty big jam for Windy. They have 15 points in that last jam, but Arch Rival was able to score 8.
We've got an 61-18. Arch enemy jammer picks up a penalty, leaving Dom Draper as the Windy City jammer getting lead. War Pathogen is the jammer for enemy, sitting in the box. Enemy wall set up.
And Windy City threw again for a scoring pass.
Enemy doing a really great job with that 2-wall, trying to hold back Dom. War Pathogen out, but Dom calls off the jam, leaving the score 69-18. Nice.
18 minutes left in the first half. 18 minutes left in the first half.
There's 18 minutes left in this first half. This has been going by very quickly. Such a fast-paced, fun game to watch.
On the jam line for Windy City, we've got Daisy Dukes, and for enemy, Ultraviolet. Both teams have blockers starting with blockers in the box. Both jammers pushing strong, but it's the Windy City jammer who gets up the inside line for lead jam, going to Daisy Dukes.
Yeah, I feel like that inside line has been Windy's best friend so far in this half.
Daisy Dukes tries that inside line again, but gets toppled up. Hit to the outside with a call off. Two picked up from Windy City, bringing the score to 71-18. Ray on the jam line for Windy City. And shutter speed for enemy. Windy City jammer Ray picks up that lead jam on that inside line. Shutter speed looking to re-engage back in with the wall. Getting pushed out of bounds, but is finding some movement. Nice spin. as Windy City Jammer makes a scoring pass and calls it off for a pickup of 4. Shutter speed just breaks the pack as the Windy City Jammer calls it off.
Yeah, that was a pretty smart call off. Looks like they were freezing that arch blocker in the box.
But it didn't do good because now they have a blocker in the box, so we're starting with a 3-3.
Yeah, that's true. Now it's
You
even.
never know. I mean, if you're being a smart jammer, you're like, I'm going to call this off. We're going to be good. And then one of yours trickles over to the box.
And one of your dumb blockers goes to the box. I say this as a blocker.
Maserati on the line for Windy City and Birdie, the jammer for Enemy. Maserati pushing that enemy wall up, looking for offense. Maserati picks up a cut on the outside line. Power jam for arch rival. Offense
that was a
clearing
beautiful
the inside.
offensive sweep.
Moss still struggling at the top of the pack, looking for that offense from their wall. Moss still looking for that exit. Brings themselves to the outside.
Arch Enemy providing some more offense for their jammer.
Power jam is over as Maserati enters the pack and engages with that enemy wall, holding in tight, full defense as Moss is looking for that offense to come back. No pack called, penalties assessed for that no pack. Looks like a star pass. Star pass to Sin, number 667. Maserati engages with the enemy wall as Sin is at the top of the pack with the windy wall, but does make it out, picking up points for Arch Enemy. Two blockers for each team on the track right now as Sin skates around. But that jam is called off. Or did it reach a natural conclusion? Is it called off? 3 points picked up by Sin, bringing our score up. Arch Enemy 25, Windy City 79. But what we're also picking up is some penalties. We've got 2 blockers from, I'm sorry.
I was about to comment on the penalties.
We have 2 blockers from each team in the box right now, 1 from each team standing.
Yeah, the penalty box has been busy over the last couple of jams.
Got to give those NSOs some TLC, showing up, saying hey.
Yeah.
You don't want to be there, but you might as well say hello while you're there.
Very true.
Evil's been there like 3 or 4 times.
Yeah. Do we comment on that?
No.
Okay.
Wait until they foul out. You don't want to call them out by name.
Yeah.
But like at halftime, I always look and see what the penalties are, and I don't really say their name or number. I just say that Arch Rival has this many people with this many penalties. One person has 5 already, and then Windy doesn't have anybody with any penalty. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But you don't want to call them out by name.
Got it. Who called this
Unless it's
timeout?
someone you really don't like, and then you do it.
Who called this timeout? Was it
I always call Monster Jam. I always tell how many penalties Monster Jam is.
Peg, I don't know who called this timeout, but the officials have finished this timeout, and we are back onto the jam 2-2 on the track with War Pathogen for Arch Enemy, and
Looks like Arch is going to the box, unfortunately. War Pathogen as the jammer. And Windy is picking up points.
that's going to be jammer Dom Draper picking up points for Windy City.
It's Dom Draper.
That's what I said, Dom.
But like, oh, I thought you said different name. Oh, yeah. And Windy on another scoring pass. People are getting released from the box, so the pack looks a little less sparse right now, which is
Full
good.
pack. Windy Jammer hits the outside, takes the inside line, picking up another set of 4 points. As War Pathogen is released from the box, Windy City Jammer calls off the jam, bringing our score 91 to 25.
As soon as the jammer was released, they called it. Which doesn't make any sense.
Score is 25 Arch Enemy to 91 Windy City Third Coast. Got about 12 minutes left in this half.
A little bit of offensive help on the inside line from Windy City, but they are Windy City Jammer having to attack that enemy wall and does make it out for lead. Raspberry Jam for Windy City is their lead jammer, going against Violet for Arch Enemy. Violet tries to sneak up that inside line, but does pull a cut track penalty.
Yeah, I think the last couple of penalties from Arch have been cut tracks for their jammers.
A little too tiptoey.
Just a little bit.
That Windy City Jammer hits with some power, pushing that enemy line up, getting another scoring pass. Raspberry Jam going through that almost untouched, coming around for an additional scoring pass.
Is this Raspberry Jam's first jam as a
Yes!
jammer? I feel like we haven't seen them yet.
We have not seen Raspberry Jam. Ann is doing an excellent job utilizing that line again. Violet out. What did look like it could have been a star pass, but looks like Violet is out. Raspberry Jam calls off, but not without picking up points for themselves and points for Arch Enemy, getting 1. Bringing our score.
Looks like at the very conclusion of that jam, one of the Arch blockers is going to the box. So Arch will start down in this jam.
Our score is 110 to 26.
That's Raspberry Jam's first jam.
Yeah, Raspberry Jam's first jam out. Really, I was going to try and think of a jam pun or a raspberry pun.
I got no
Really
puns
jammed.
about raspberries.
Daisy Dukes for Windy City, but it is Shutter Speed who picks up lead jam for Arch Enemy. Windy City calling for their pack to move to the top as Shutter Speed approaches. Getting a full scoring pass and a call off from Shutter Speed.
That was a nice side surf up at the outside line to score all 4 points for Arch Enemy.
No points for Windy City, keeping our score for Windy City at 110, but bringing Arch Enemy up to 30. Yeah, that was a really nice little move.
Is this the B team or the C team?
It's our C team.
That's what I thought.
Yeah. Jammer for Windy City is Ray, while jammer for Arch Enemy is Slamwich, who gets slammed to the Slamrock, who gets slammed to the inside. Pork Chop Slam, which is who's the bench staff.
We got a lot of slams around here.
That's right.
Speaking of slams, that Windy City Jammer just hit that back of that pack, but they're staying strong. Really bedeviling the Windy Jammer.
I like it. Windy City picks up 3 points to enemy's 0 points for that jam, bringing the score 113 to 30. During this tournament, Windy and Arch are the only teams that have their A, B, and C team participating in this tournament. So this is Windy City's C team and Third Coast and arch rivals Arch Enemy.
Looks like we're off to the races with Maserati taking the lead.
And Violet on their tail.
Maserati hitting that pack really hard. but calling it before Violet can potentially score any points.
Making it a 3-0 jam. Start seemed to be the name of the game for this particular one. Windy City taking majority lead jam, I think, to Arch's 1 or 2 leads. 2.
Yeah, and in a lot of cases, lead is being earned very, very quickly, which is kind of setting the tone for the rest of the jam.
Sin sliding over to cover that inside line. And Dom Draper is the jammer for Windy, attacking that enemy wall. Not finding any light. Arch enemy Shutter Speed sent to the penalty box and for a power jam for Windy City. Thought there might be a cut there, but it seems like no cut was called as Dom comes around for a scoring pass. Hits that enemy wall.
This wall is very, very scrummy.
Caught at the top by Dizzy. Yeah. Oh, picking up a cut for Dom, being sent to the box. Shutter Speed had already been released.
Arch enemy playing some offense for their jammer, Shutter Speed, who is pushing up the third coast wall and gets through for 4 points.
Enthusiastic hollering from the enemy bench from Pork Chop Slamwich.
Shutter Speed through again for another 4 points, making it look easy. Windy City Jammer has been released from the box. And Arch enemy laying down some defense.
That was Dizzy catching them at the top there. Shutter Speed looking for some light between those Windy City blockers. Gets knocked to the inside. As Dom makes their way around the outside line with a little spinaroo. That was really nice.
Yeah, that was a beautiful spin move.
Shutter picked up 1 on that last little bit there, bringing our score 124 to 35. There's about 4.5 minutes left in this first half. Both teams really bringing in some strong defense. Their jammers are working really hard. War Pathogen, the enemies, the jammer, and Daisy Dukes for Windy City. Daisy getting pummeled around like a little pinball. War Pathogen pushing at the top, trying to pull those jammers out. And it is War Pathogen for the lead jam, but hot on her tail is Daisy Dukes.
Looks like Arch enemy playing some offense for their jammer, but both jammers go out of bounds at the same time. That was quite a tumble. I'm not sure anybody picked up any points on that.
I don't think there were any points. Both hit the back wall and or went out of bounds. We've got an official review. My hunch is they're officially reviewing a potential skating out of bounds, but I could be wrong.
We're going to read ads.
We're going to find them. We're going to find them.
There you go.
Wanted to give a shout out to official chiropractor of Arch Rival, Triad Sports and Family Chiropractic. It's a proud sponsor of tonight's game. Dr. Jennifer McCleary provides top-notch sports chiropractic care, injury rehabilitation, acupuncture, nutrition consultation, and cutting-edge recovery modalities. Whether you're looking to recover from an injury, prevent one from happening, or simply optimize your performance, she has the expertise and experience you need. And I can attest to that. Both Peg and I go to Dr. McCleary, and if you're looking for someone in the St. Louis area, definitely check out Triad Sports and Family Chiropractic.
Yeah, she is amazing. I went to her earlier this week, and she set me straight.
Looks like we are starting this jam with the Windy City Jammer in the box. That was Dom Draper for the last. Was that Dom or Daisy?
Daisy Duke.
It was Daisy. My apologies. It's Daisy Dukes in the box starting for Windy City with Violet starting for Arch Enemy. Violet looking for that offense.
Oh, and Violet out, squeezing in between those third coast blockers.
Lovegood doing a good job at the top of the pack trying to hold Violet back, but Violet does not get held back and is coming around for a scoring pass. Monkey looking to play some offense.
And the third coast jammer is back in play. Daisy Dukes hitting the back of that enemy wall, but gets recycled. Enemy defense looking a lot stronger as the half goes on. Ultraviolet about to hit the back of that pack.
Finds that offense from Monkey on the inside line.
And gets through for 4 points. While the third coast jammer, Daisy Dukes, still in the pack, takes off the cap, maybe looking for a pass.
Violet finds the outside line, picking up 4 more points for Arch Enemy, really trying to bring that score up a little bit higher, doing a fantastic job of that. Like you said, Dukes has got the helmet cover off, but playing a little bit of defense on Ultraviolet right now.
Highest jam for.
Oh, looks like Arch Enemy jammer, little unsure about what just happened there, but it looks like potentially Arch Enemy jammer went to call it off, went to the box, but the jam still got called off in the interim. So Wendy is going to start this jam with a power start. And looks like they are sending out Raspberry Jam, who the last time was out there scored 19 points and gets lead very quickly.
Ultraviolet starting in the box for Arch Enemy. Raspberry Jam hitting that enemy wall, finally makes it through for another scoring pass.
Arch Enemy doing their best to lay down that defense, keep Raspberry tied up as long as possible. And Ultraviolet back from the box, tries to take that outside line, gets recycled by Windy. Oh, Raspberry Jam went to the box. Missed that. I was too busy looking at Violet.
Violet makes it out, puts that cover on her helmet so that she can start scoring points as she comes around for a scoring pass. I almost preemptively said that. I don't know if we're allowed to do that. I'm like, put the cover on your head. Get those points.
And Windy City's jammer, Raspberry Jam, is coming back from the box, but surprises the enemy wall a little bit and pushes up that inside line for 4 points.
Violet hit to the outside, recycling back, looking to re-engage the wall, looking to engage with the jammer a little bit. But Raspberry Jam finds that inside line untouched. Coming back around, picking up 4, coming back around for a scoring pass. Violet finds her way out of the pack as well. This jam is going that full 2 minutes. Big hit on the outside, knocking Raspberry Jam to the out.
And we'll see about that Windy Jammer. It's hard to tell who they are if we don't see the number sometimes.
Raspberry Jam, I'm not sure yet. I think it's Maserati, but we'll find out in a second.
It's Ray. Ray for Windy City, but Violet is pushing against that Windy City wall, but Ray finds the sunshine on the inside line. You like what I did there? You like that?
That was
It's
really good.
Violet did get out and is behind. Ray comes through quick on that inside line, picking up all 4 points to Violet's 0, bringing our score 139-53. Sorry, 143-53.
Yeah, I feel like that inside line has been Windy City's Jammer's best friend through this game so far. They
Gotta
are
have
really,
a BFF in a game.
What?
If I had to pick a BFF in a game besides the blockers on the track with me and my wall, it'd be an inside line.
Yeah, I mean, it's a good BFF to have for sure. Looks like we're starting this next jam with Dom Draper for Windy City and Slamrock for Arch Enemy.
Slamrock looking for that, but it is Windy City Jammer who does find the outside line. Dom Draper picking up that lead jam.
Yeah.
Slamrock slamming into that top 2 Windy City blockers at the top.
Of course, I say something about the inside line being the Jammer's best friend, and they get on the outside line the very
They're like,
next
we'll
time.
show you. All lines are our friend.
Slamrock getting out and putting pressure on Windy City to call it, and they do, scoring.
Only 3.
Only 3. There was one they didn't get. I'm not sure who, but they didn't get somebody. With Arch Rival at 0 for that jam.
Brings our score 146-53. Off to a spicy start. Looks like we are repeating a little bit of our first half with Windy City Jammers picking up those leads. On the jam line, we've got Daisy Dukes for Windy City and Shutter Speed for Arch Enemy.
Windy sending some offense for their jammer, and their jammer takes that outside line. Daisy
Shutter
Dukes-
Speed looking for opening and makes it out of the top of the pack. Daisy Dukes finds the outside line, bumps up, but only picks up 2 points for that jam.
Yeah, this is interesting. The last couple of jams, Windy City has gotten lead, and they've scored points, but they have not gotten all 4. It was 2 in this last jam and 3 in the jam before that. So Arch Enemy doing a good job of setting up some defense and putting pressure on the Windy City Jammer to call it.
Looking at Windy City Jammer as Raspberry Jam and Violet for Enemy. Raspberry Jam had a good first half and makes that lead jam look so easy.
One of the Windy City blockers going to the box, and Violet from Arch Enemy pushing up that Windy City wall and getting out. Getting out and going to the box for a forearm. So she will join the Windy City blocker who is currently in the box. Raspberry Jam putting pressure on the Arch Enemy wall. Spider Monkey really
Really
driving.
great wall at the top, making Raspberry Jam work for those points. They do call it off as they release their blocker from the box, leaving Violet, the jammer, for Enemy in the box and 1 enemy blocker. Bringing our score up 152-53.
So Wendy is going to start off this jam, the power start, but the Arch Enemy Jammer is standing, so will be a short-lived power start.
We should take bets on if it's going to be the inside or outside line. Oh, it's the inside line!
It's the inside line.
Picking up lead jam
BFF
is
forever.
Ray.
Wendy coming around on that inside line for 4 points. And Wendy's blockers recycling the Arch Enemy Jammer back.
Enemy jammer. Violet finally finding some sunshine as Ray attacks that back enemy wall and makes it out for another scoring pass.
Yeah, that was a great balance from Violet on that outside line to hold that. And
I thought
get
they may
through.
be trying to clear the box, but Ray does call that jam, leaving Violet at 0 points, bringing our score 160-53.
Windy City's been eating that inside line alive, haven't they?
Yeah.
Been getting through on the inside, out left and right.
Nom 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 for that inside line.
Yeah.
On our jam line, we have Dom Draper for Windy City and War Pathogen for Arch Enemy. Dom finds the inside line, but War Pathogen is right hot on their trail. Let's see how the wall's set up for this attack. Dom looks to the outside, does spin around a few enemy skaters, picking up 3 points to enemies' 0 points.
That was a nice hit from Natural Disaster, taking that Windy City jammer out on that outside line, forcing them to call it.
It'll be interesting to see what Windy's doing to get that inside line every time.
Are we able to save
Yeah.
It's interesting watching the gameplay to see how Windy is finding that line. But we have a new jammer to the track, Betty Rage. And our rival is Shutter Speed. Shutter Speed still stuck in the pack as Betty Rage comes around for a scoring pass.
I don't think we've seen Betty Rage yet, Jam.
We have not. Betty Rage hitting that enemy line.
But even though we have not seen Betty Rage jam, Betty Rage is doing a fantastic job.
Betty
jamming.
Rage is jamming.
One arch enemy blocker going to the box. Arch enemy setting up a defensive wall as Betty Rage comes in for another scoring pass.
Arch enemy wall was open, leaving just their arms between the two. Betty hits those arms. Oh, but does pick up a forearm penalty and is headed to the box. A good attack on that wall, but then just happened to pick up a penalty right after that engagement.
Yeah, sometimes arms plus arms equals arms.
Math, you know?
That's the only math I know.
Shutter Speed does make it out and is going to be putting that helmet cover on so she can pick up some points. We have 40 seconds in this jam. Let's see if we can get some points on the board for enemy. Shutter Speed does find some open space, attacks arms, and makes it through for a full scoring pass.
Yeah, good job on that enemy offense. Shutter Speed getting through with very little friction.
Betty finding that inside line. Windy City Jammer finding the inside line as the enemy blockers are looking to play some quick offense for Shutter. Shutter finding some open space. Picking up points as the jam comes to natural conclusion. Looks like Shutter picked up all 4 on that last scoring pass, bringing our score up 171 to 57.
Actually, correction.
I need to wait.
Eight points for Arch Enemy. Yeah, I was like, I feel like that was more than one scoring pass, but you know, you never know sometimes.
Maserati for Windy and Slamrock for...
So we've got Maserati for Third Coast and Slamrock for the enemy. And both jammers are having a time of it, really working those defensive walls.
Dizzy tries to hold up Maserati, but Maserati finds some clean air and makes it around as lead jammer.
That was a beautiful little skippity hop that Maserati did on that outside line.
Maserati attacks the wall. Monkey's got a nice defensive wall as Slamrock is looking for a little bit of offense and or some light between that Windy City wall. Windy City wall holding it down in a strong defensive tripod.
Slamrock still looking for some daylight through that Third Coast wall. But Windy goes ahead and calls it, putting, I guess, 8 points on the board.
Yeah, the helmet cover had just come off for Slamrock to pass, but that jam did get called off. Looks like a blocker got sent to the box right at the end of that jam for Windy City, so we're starting in at a 4-3 advantage Arch Enemy. So I thought they did too.
All right, we're starting this next jam with Daisy Dukes from Windy City and Vi from Arch Rival. And Daisy Dukes out for lead jammer, but Vi out as well, right on her tail.
Windy City blockers were cycling to the box.
That was a
Warpath
big hit.
But a really great job by Warpath by stepping into that space. Even though they got knocked down, they were putting themselves in a nice positional space to fill that hole.
Yeah, I agree. That was a really great play by Warpath.
Daisy Dukes is finding a lot of space between those arch enemy walls and really capitalizing and picking up another scoring pass, as Violet also picks up another scoring pass. Both walls set themselves up. Violet tried a little
Tightrope.
single leg on that inside line tightrope while Warpathogen played a little bit of offense. But it is the Windy City jammer, Daisy Dukes, finding that inside line again, giving it a call off, picking up 4. And Violet picks up 3 for that jam, or for that scoring pass, sorry.
Wow.
I'm going to wait this time until they get the score up before I preemptively start calling out the score. I've been so excited.
And sometimes it takes a minute.
Oh, looks like we've got a first-time jammer for Arch Enemy, Spider Monkey, on the line and going against Windy City's Raspberry Jam.
Spider Monkey has taken a pass.
Correct,
and become the jammer.
Yes.
But normally does more pivoting.
Ooh, Sin tries to block off that inside line for Raspberry Jam, but she does find that inside line and gets lead jam. Spider Monkey has the cover off, but is attacking the Windy City wall with a lot of strength and determination, and does get out. Raspberry Jam caught in a cluster of skaters, but does find the light.
Oh, lots of bodies hitting the floor, but also lots of bodies getting up.
Jam called by Raspberry Jam. I think that was an attempted apex jump.
Yeah, there were a couple of things happening at the end of that jam. It got a little chaotic, but everybody seems to be okay.
Starting this jam, 191 to 72 with Betty Rage on the line for Windy City and Shutter Speed for Arch Enemy.
Yeah, we're about halfway through this second period, and it feels like it's going by so fast. These jams are usually a little bit quicker, getting called off quicker. So maybe that's why.
Got a strong defensive wall from both teams right now as both jammers are still stuck in the pack, but it looks like Shutter Speed just got hit out in the back, and Betty Rage is finding lead jam at the top of the pack.
This is Betty Rage's second time out jamming, but also her second time getting lead. So that's a 100% lead jammer ratio. So looking pretty good for Betty Rage.
Windy City offense clears the outside line as Betty Rage makes it up for a 4-point scoring pass, bringing our score 195 to 72. The offense just kind of like closed out the thing. So, yeah, she's.
All right, and this next jam looks like we have Dom Draper for Windy City and Violet for Arch Enemy. And just before I could even finish saying that, Windy City gets lead with Dom Draper off to the races.
Violet getting hit out in the back. Looking for a little bit of light. Dom hits the pack, held up by enemy blockers. But does a little scoot, side surf around the outside and finds points and calls it off. It's a hit it and quit it kind of situation.
Yeah, I can see that.
For many of these jams tonight.
Yeah, these jams are ending very quickly. lead is being assessed very quickly, and they're
Everybody's
little bit on the
getting
shorter
lots of
side.
play time is all I'm saying. It's a good thing.
yeah.
We have Ray on the line for Windy City and War Pathogen for Arch Enemy. And it is Warpath that gets lead jam for Arch Enemy. First lead jam for Arch Enemy in a while. Hat comes off for Windy City. But Ray does make it out as War Pathogen hits the pack and makes it through for a full scoring pass. Calling it off for 4 points. We have one Windy City skater in the box.
Even though Arch Enemy has not been getting as many lead jams as Windy City, they are still taking advantage of times when Windy City is running it a little bit longer or when the Windy City jammer goes to the box.
Yes. They are also bringing that score up to 76 for Arch Enemy, 199 for Windy City. We have Iron Megan, a new jammer for Arch Enemy this evening's game, and going against Maserati for Windy City, being drawn back by Monkey. But slicing through that enemy line and getting lead is Maserati. Hot on the tail is Iron Megan.
Oh.
Sin catching the outside, so we've got a little wall here.
Yeah, that was
Maserati really having to do some work as Megan hits the back Windy City wall.
Yeah, that was a really solid catch from Sin. Sin was very sturdy, and Maserati went flying a little bit, but got up very quickly.
Got a hit out from Monkey, drawing the jammer back as they call off the jam. Giving 3 points picked up by Iron Megan to 2 points. No, also 3 points by Maserati. Knocking over 200. Now we are at 202 to 79.
Looks like we have Daisy Dukes up for Windy City and Slamrock for Arch Enemy. Daisy Dukes trying to take that inside line, decides she likes the outside line a little better.
Kind of slicing through that middle. Their jammers have been doing a really great job of kind of baiting to one side and either cutting to the line or kind of zigzagging through the blockers. Slamrock does make it out, but not around before the jam is called off. Bringing our score 206-79.
For this next jam, looks like we're going to have Shutter Speed for Arch Enemy and Dom Draper for Windy City. But it looks like it's going to be a power jam for Arch Enemy as the Windy City blocker goes to the box for something, not sure what.
So
This is a really big opportunity for Arch Enemy to take advantage of this power jam as more blockers head to the box.
that seemed a quick.
Looks like Arch's jammer is also going to the box. So we're doing a little do-si-do in the penalty box. And Windy City is on the power jam now instead of Arch Enemy. And the Windy City jammer guts through.
Not
Dom
allowed to
Draper.
say that on the air. My thoughts and
For-
feelings. Check in with me later after the game.
Windy City jammer through for 4 more points. Really racking those points up.
Windy City tries to take the inside line. Gets hit out of bounds. Looking for some light between that Arch Enemy wall. Shutter Speed re-engaging back out of the box into the pack. So both jammers on the track now. About 15 more seconds left in this jam as the jammers are still engaged. Enemy jammers still engaged with the walls as the Windy City jammer comes around and picks up 4 more points. Two Windy City jammers sent to the box towards the end of that jam, giving blocker advantage to enemy in a 4-2 start over Windy City, bringing our score to 218 to 83.
What's with the scoreboard? Why does the scoreboard look like that?
I don't know why the scoreboard looks like that. Trying to add a little color and flair since arch rival sitting on that side, make it a little pink. I don't know.
I don't know. This is the first time we've had a
Speaking
scoreboard
of flair and
multiple...
style, can we just admire the outfits of our Windy City coach? They had a mustache earlier, making me think of the bars. And pork chop sandwich with those fantastic pants. We need some tape repair over here. Volunteer Yoshi is on it. Thank you, Yoshi.
That's the hardest thing I had to do whenever I saw a penalty happen, not call the penalty before the referees did, or whenever they called something and you saw that it shouldn't be called right.
So that was the thing, Peg, is that the arch jammer got hit out of bounds, came back in, but immediately came back off, and that ref called an immediate cut, like was like cut, but they pulled themselves out of bounds, so like it could have been like a it was like they're ceding that position. Should have let that go, basically.
Yeah.
So
That's the hardest thing I had to do because as a player, you see stuff that happens. You know what I'm saying? And I would, as I was announcing, I'd be like, "Oh, that was a big forearm there," or "Oh, wait," and then they didn't call it, and you're like, "Oh shit! I just made the referees look bad because they missed that huge forearm."
I thought that like one where Warpath, like Maserati came in and hit that looked like a big backflop to me. But so I like almost said that and I was like, nope, you can't say that.
It is. It's hard. That's the hardest thing.
but I guess if you're not in house, you could potentially call that because then the officials can't see.
Yes.
Okay.
If you're on the stream, you can. But then you got to deal with dickheads
typing
running their
in.
mouth on. I don't do on stream. I did it at World Games, and I said I'm not doing it no more because everybody's a tough guy online, critiquer, and I was like, I don't have all the time in the world to spend to chase people down in Europe for running their mouth online. So I'm retired, so I could be like a giant European hitman.
Got an official timeout right now as we wait for adjustments. Everyone's looking good. Got some thumbs up. Hi, what was that? What just happened?
I don't know. I wasn't there.
Artie, how come you don't know? Artie is busy.
So something happened when we got the jammer back in the box.
Oh, internet box broke, and this is why we are having to make a little bit of a reset adjustment on our opposite scoreboard. Just unplug it and plug it back in. Flick the switch a couple of times. Blow on it.
Find me after this.
I'm in Halls.
That's
Sorry. BT game is next.
How was your massage?
wonderful. I'm starting to tighten a little bit, but like I feel
50% better.
Yeah.
Which is, I mean, I'm not 100%, but I'm like, it was a definite improvement. And I can't believe, like, I've never had that sort of massage before where it's like based off of like hard trigger point releasing. It's always been more like I'm gonna rub a really long time, and maybe put pressure, but like not do manipulation while I'm putting pressure. And it was amazing.
Want to give a shout out to Ray at Null Inc. for our awesome new merch designs that you can find upstairs at the top entry area. You can check out Ray's work on Instagram at raen.inc. Thanks, Ray. And if you're looking for custom jerseys for your team, Jersey Beast can help. They offer free customized design in sports like soccer, hockey, baseball, and one of our favorites, roller derby. Jersey Beast can also create your team a store with options for fundraising. Check them out at jerseybeast.net and tell them about your team. Next whistle is starting our jam. Looks like we have Ray for Windy City and no, take that back. It is Ray for Windy City and Shutter Speed for Enemy. Ray at the top with Josie makes it out for lead jammer.
Shutter Speed is starting off the jam in the box, so this is a power jam for Windy.
Enemy setting up a strong defensive wall. Ray having to really work, shuffle around to find some space. Got some bridging by Warpath. But that defensive wall is really locking Ray in. Shutter Speed has returned from the box as the Windy City skaters hit out and draw back. Ray really dancing and giving that wall giving Ray a lot of trouble. Shutter Speed finding some space, but caught at the top. Windy City blocker sent to the penalty box right at the end as Ray enters the pack, calls off the jam, giving the Windy City 3 points for that scoring pass. Just leave it at 3. Why do you have to add a fourth person? So people are too eager to. Too many cooks in the kitchen. Our score is 225 to 83. We have Raspberry Jam again on the line for Windy City and Violet for Arch Enemy.
That was a nice catch from number 667, Sin, on that inside line, denying Windy City.
Nice offense from Dizzy. As Raspberry Jam is still stuck in the pack, giving lead jammer to Violet. Raspberry Jam did make it out. Violet finds that outside line, picking up 4 points. Raspberry Jam finds Dizzy on the outside line. A little bit of offense and Dizzy. Oh. Raspberry Jam only picking up 3 as she got a no pass, no penalty. Violet gets knocked to the inside line by Windy City pivot.
Crash Nova.
That's Crash Nova. Score is 228 to 90 with Slam Rock on the line for Arch Enemy. And Betty Rage for Windy City. Betty attacking that wall, as so does Slam Rock. Both defensive walls really trying to put these jammers to work. Slam Rock pushing this Windy City wall all the way up, but Betty Rage is also pushing this wall. And it looks like Windy City, Betty... No, that is lead jam to Slam Rock. Betty Rage is not your lead jam, is a little bit of a thing. So we're going to try and see if we pick up some points for Arch Enemy. Slamrock does pick up points. 3 points, passing 2, getting that 1 from the box. Windy City does pick up 1, so that's a 3-1 on that scoring pass, bringing our score to 229. I know numbers.
These are two.
All numbers are set as officials now.
Don't
This
talk to me
score,
about math or numbers.
229 and 9-3 sent to the penalty box.
But this is the second jam where Arch Enemy has outscored Windy City, so I'll be interested to see if they can do it a third time.
Warpath on the line for Arch Enemy, but it is Maserati picking up that lead jam for Windy City. Forearm penalty picked up by War Pathogen, sending the Arch Enemy jammer to the box. Dizzy makes a catch at the top on Maserati, knocking to the inside. But Maserati finds their way out for a 4-point pass.
Arch Enemy setting up for Maserati coming in on another scoring pass. Maserati tries to take that outside line and does, scoring another 4 points. And calls it, freezing the Arch Enemy jammer in the box. But the Arch Enemy jammer is standing, so they will be out soon.
Starting this off in a power jam. It's Daisy Dukes on the line for Windy City. Daisy finding the outside line, cleared by offense from the outside, 304. War Pathogen out of the box. That was Montgomery Brawl for that pass, but War Pathogen just made it back out onto the track and is sent back off again for a track cut penalty as Daisy Dukes comes around for a scoring pass. Daisy Dukes hitting that enemy wall, getting them moving. Receiving out of play penalties. Gotta watch that pack.
Daisy Dukes taking that outside with speed.
Yeah.
As they circle back around for another 4 points. Nice catch from Arch Enemy, but once again, Daisy Dukes on that outside.
Yeah,
War
that
Pathogen back in play.
Yeah, I was just going to say the Windy City offense for those scoring passes while the jammer was in the box, really nice, just kind of capping them off.
Yeah, I agree with that. They're doing a fantastic job of offense for sure. And their jammer is doing really good reads on the offense that they're doing as well.
Warpath caught in a Windy City tripod. While give a shout out to that offense from the Windy City blocker. What was that? Number 35? That was Fuzzkill giving a little offense to their jammer, bringing our score to 261 to 93.
So I just saw Leneval Knievel give a hug to one of the Windy City blockers. Leneval is transfer from Windy, so these are some of her old teammates.
Absolutely. This game has felt very quick, but then long all at the same time. And we only have a minute and a half left in this game.
Oh my gosh, only a minute.
And it's Dom Draper who picks up lead for Windy City, and Shutter Speed still making a star pass to Sin. Clean star pass as Dom makes it around. Oh, okay. Dom hits that Arch Enemy wall, not able to find any light, and calls off that jam with a 0. And a 0 for Enemy as well. So that's a 0-0 jam. That is the first. Bill's behind us, giving us information. I was like, that's right, Bill. That is a first 0-0 jam that's been of the night.
Bill has been feeding us all our lines. He knows exactly what to say.
But not our jokes. Our jokes are our own.
Yeah, we take responsibility for those.
All puns belong to us.
All right, looks like this may be the last jam. And both jammers are working hard.
We have Ray for Windy City and Violet for Arch Enemy, both trying to find light through those defensive walls, and it is Ray that picks up lead jam for Windy City. Violet being drawn back. Ray hits that enemy wall as Violet continues to work against that Windy City tripod. Ray calls the jam as there's no time left in the game.